introduce myself just in case you don't know who I am. I am Dr. Cecily D'Angelo. I just want to welcome you to my show. I have been traveling through the South, East of Asia, and I met a young lady by the name of Shamika Bay. I thought it would be wonderful to have a guest to show you that your dream is not too late. Then, without further ado, I would like to welcome Ms. Shamika Bay. So, my dear, I would like you to tell people who you are and where you came from.
Yeah, my name is Shamika, and I'm from California. I was born in Los Angeles, but raised in Detroit, Michigan, and then I moved back to California as an adult.
Okay. All right. What made you want to travel Southeast Asia?
Okay, well, I always loved traveling as a kid, and just like a lot of people myths about traveling, I thought it was really expensive to travel, and so I thought I would have to wait till I like hit the lottery or something to travel, and then I got invited to Thailand with friends a few years ago, and from that one trip, it was like a 30-day trip through Thailand. I fell in love with Thailand and Southeast Asia and traveling all together. So I started with Southeast Asia because it is inexpensive, and I think it's a good starter place for people who are just starting off their travels.
That's cool. That's good. Now, and how long have you been traveling for?
About 2.5 years.
Okay. And you started in, what was your first city coming to Thailand? Tell me your first city that you came to.
Bangkok. I think everyone starts in Bangkok.
How long did you stay in Bangkok?
The first time I stayed there for a week, and after that, I usually stay in Bangkok just for a few days at a time.
Okay. And what did you find exciting about going to Bangkok? What are some of the things that you did that you wanted to explore when you got to Bangkok?
To be honest, like I didn't know much about Bangkok or Thailand before I got there, and so when I first landed, I was just like overwhelmed and really excited, and so like everything was exciting to me. The first thing I did when I got to Bangkok, to be honest, was get a tattoo. So I didn't know what else to do, so I got my first tattoos in Bangkok. Like just like landed, I was in an hour. Got a tattoo on Koh San Road.
Yeah, first thing most people do is get a massage. So.
I got that too. I did that too. Massage almost every day. My first trip in Bangkok.
Okay, see, it's inexpensive. So was it a regular Thai massage or was it?
Yeah, it was a regular Thai massage.
So you got in and did you stay in a hostel or did you book in a hotel? You know, what one or like tell us what was it like?
I stayed in a hotel. I believe I stayed at the D&D. Either on. I have a question. Are you getting feedback or is that just me?
No, I'm not getting any feedback.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, I stayed at the D&D in my own hotel room. I believe it was like $10 a night or something like that.
Now when I landed, I wanted to wind up at the Village Cha-Cha off of Coast Road too, which I really like. It was really nice. There were so many hostels, like it was one every other door. And I was like, are you serious? You really need that many hostels here?
Koh San Road is like the backpacker mecca of Bangkok. Like every backpacker goes to Koh San Road if going to Bangkok.
Okay. See, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Oh wow. See. And I was like, I don't know. What really is the difference between a backpacker and an expat?
I think the way you travel is a bit different. Like backpackers usually do hostels and they're very budget traveling. Like everything is very cheaply done. Expats can live the same way, but I think expats usually it's a bit more long term, so they might get Airbnbs, they may get apartments, their own place, be a little bit more settled. Then a backpacker is sort of like always going through. Like they're nomadic. They're always moving and traveling. Where expats may travel just a little bit slower, and it's more like you're living abroad. Then I think I consider myself like in between.
Right.
Like I kind of live like when I travel out because like my base is Chiang Mai, so when I travel outside of Chiang Mai, I kind of travel like a backpacker. But when I'm in Chiang Mai, I live more like an expat.
Okay, that's nice. See, for me, I'm trying to figure out who I am. Because I lived in Koh Samui and I love Koh Samui for a couple of months, and then I met you when we were in Malaysia, and then I was on my way to Chiang Mai, and I came to Chiang Mai, and I actually have like a bungalow, and so my son has a bungalow of his own and my own. I like to come back to like where my place is, where it's quiet. I know where I get my laundry done at. I buy food from like I know when my farmers market is, which is really nice. So they get to know who I am. That I find I like that versus I like traveling. Don't get me wrong. Like I had a nice time when I was in Penang. Tell me about some of the things that you did when you got to Malaysia.
One of my favorite things to do in Malaysia, especially in Georgetown, is honestly just walking around and exploring a city. Georgetown is a really beautiful city, in my opinion. It's was colonized by the British back in the day, and so there's a lot of these old colonial buildings all over the place. And I'm kind of like a photographer, like that's my hobby. I would love to make it more of a hobby someday, but like I'll just walk around with my camera and just take pictures and videos of like everything. And I've been there 6 times, but I still don't get sick or tired of just walking around and exploring the city. There are other things to do to go like go to Penang Hill and go to museums and stuff. But my favorite thing is just to explore the city. That's my favorite thing to do no matter where I go, is just explore, whether it's on foot or motorbike. So that's one of the first things that I do. And eat street food. Just eat and explore. That's kind of my thing.
What did you find the difference between Chiang Mai and Chiang Mai and Bangkok? What do you find different about those two?
Oh, besides the sheer size of the cities, like Bangkok is bigger than Chiang Mai. Even though Chiang Mai is not as small as most people think, because most expats live either Old Town or Neiman's area, but Bangkok is like probably like competing with New York. Like it's really, really big. So it's that. And I used to think I was a big city girl, but I'm not. I'm more of a city girl, like for Chiang Mai. Like I like Chiang Mai better. So it's just the size, and I think when you're in such a big city, you can kind of feel isolated and a little like by yourself, because it's harder to get to know people unless you're traveling like a backpacker, unless you're constantly in hostels. When you're just living there, I think it takes more time to develop friendships and connections with people because it is so big. I think the pace of the city is different. Bangkok is more faster pace, like, and it's more crowded. There's people constantly moving by you, like bumping into you and stuff. Like, it definitely has a bigger and probably a better nightlife than Chiang Mai if you're into nightlife. So they have like the downtown district and a soy district and a red light district. So it's that. I think the street food is better in Chiang Mai. I think Chiang Mai focuses a lot on street food and markets and stuff like that. Like you can live where all the other foreigners live, or you can live in the boonies in the countryside, and there's markets all the time everywhere. So I think the street food is better, and I think the variety is better in Chiang Mai. So I don't think either one is bad or good. It's just like what you like want. If you like fast paced and big and a big nightlife and stuff like that, then yeah, Bangkok. But if you want something a bit slower paced, I feel like Chiang Mai is really comfortable, and I think that's why a lot of people end up living there and getting sort of stuck there, because it's really comfortable, it's really inviting, it makes it really easy to live there. So if you like that feeling, it's easier to build up community, it's easier to make friends. So yeah, it's like a city, but it feels more like a small town.
So have you gotten a tattoo at the Yang comes by the monks in Chiang Mai yet?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Have you gotten a tattoo by the Sanyat monks yet?
The monks. No, I haven't done that yet. I don't know how easy it is. Like I've asked a couple of people how easy it is to go get a tattoo by a monk. I think less and less monks are doing it. It's still possible, but I wouldn't know how how to go by that. You can get the tattoo done at a tattoo parlor. It's not the traditional way, but you can get it done and you can still have it blessed by a monk. But a lot of people don't do that. But that's what you're supposed to do. So I haven't done it yet. No.
See, that's what I'm aiming to do, because they have a certain blessing they give with you, but also the tattoo went to them certain energies. Like, what made you or inspired you to do the video blog?
Um, I had an inkling to do it when I started. I think when I was thinking about traveling. But one of the people that inspired me to really start it was Jabral Agra, which is a YouTuber. He was one of the first black male YouTubers that I knew of on YouTube, and see him do it and inspire other young black people, and not a black and white type of person, but you don't see a lot of people of color traveling on YouTube. There's a really small amount of people who are doing it even now. And so, like, I knew when I was growing up, I didn't know that I could travel with the funds that I had. And a lot of people still don't know that. I wanted to reach not just black people, but I wanted to reach everybody and Americans as well, because Americans still don't travel nearly as much as the Europeans or Australians. And so I wanted to reach people to say, like, hey, you can travel now. You don't have to wait till you hit the lottery, or you don't have to wait till you retire to travel. So I wanted to inspire people to show them that they can travel, and I also wanted to inspire, young black people to travel too, because out of the 30-something% of Americans who do travel, I think minorities make up just a small portion of that. And so I wanted to, because sometimes you have to see yourself, like you want to see someone who looks like you doing it to know that you can do it as well. So I wanted to also reach out to like younger black people to say, like, look, you can travel, you can do it as well. And also, like, I didn't have the best upbringing as a child, and so I wanted to show, just because you didn't have the best beginning or the best tools to start off in life doesn't mean that you can't have a good life after that. That doesn't mean you can't pursue a better life even if you had, a bad upbringing as a child. So those are like the three things I was striving for: is to reach everybody, to show that you can travel with the funds you have, to reach young black people, because a lot of people who travel don't really target that community, and then also to show, like, even if you don't, even if you came from nothing, doesn't mean you can't become something. So I saw Jabal doing it. He inspired me, so I wanted to sort of pay it forward by inspiring other people, and just to share my life and travels and experiences with the world, I guess.
Okay. And what new things have you discovered doing your blog and being on your journey? What have you seen that you, for the first time, that was magical besides the country? What was something that was introduced to you?
Besides like seeing myself and hearing myself for the first time, and not knowing I sounded the way I sounded, or my gestures weren't the way I thought they were, and stuff like that. But besides all that, like, the thing that like surprised me the most, that I would like the most of doing YouTube, was the comments and the community that you build when you do YouTube. Like the people who comment, the people who email you, and like just the casual comments to people telling me like they're in a certain part of the world and they wouldn't have done it unless it was for my video, or just thanking me and asking me these questions, just like, or just looking in the comment section and seeing people having a conversation with each other and knowing that conversation started because of the video that you made. Like, it's like, that's the part that I didn't expect to like as much. And even those days when I don't feel as inspired to keep going with YouTube, like the comments in the community and the followers or the subscribers, they keep you wanting to keep doing it. They keep inspiring me to want to keep inspiring other people. So that's something I didn't expect. And also just sort of being like recognized by people. Like, it's not like to say like, oh my gosh, I'm so amazing, but still, like, people, like, just to know that people hear you, and people, I don't know, you're helping other people like that. That's what I gained from it, and I didn't expect it when I started it.
So that's a wonderful thing that you are doing and seeing. So I thank you so much for doing that, because other people, I do see traveling, and especially backpackers. A lot of backpackers that I see on TV, not trying to be funny, but are of a pale nature or European descent or Caucasian, brown people traveling. And if they are, I mean, places outside the Caribbean, outside of Spain, those are the places I see people go. I go to Haiti and those places. What I don't see them traveling as much as to Paris, or traveling to the UK, or traveling to Greece, or traveling here to South Asia. to Thailand, to India, or even some other things like going to Australia or New Zealand. So to
Yeah.
see someone such as yourself to actually travel and show your experience is wonderful. That was the reason why I decided to bring my son to give him an open view of the world, not just Americanized view.
Yeah.
American.
No, I agree with you.
Right.
I think
So
traveling definitely opens up your horizons, how you see the world.
right. And also we were talking about how some people's experiences are different. Like a girl was saying in a group, I'm in a Facebook traveling group. And this girl said that she didn't want to travel in Thailand by herself anymore because she felt like they were not very respectful of her and her skin. And I have to say, that wasn't the only time. Then I had someone that I was talking on Tinder, so, the Thai people don't like black people, so I don't even know why you're here. I was very offended. I was like, first of all, for both of them, I had to let them both know. I've never experienced that, and I'm a beautiful dark-skinned woman. I am beautifully dark, and I love my color. I love that I'm dark. So I'm not going to deny it for anybody, but for you to come at me with that kind of attitude, it put me on the fence. Have you had that
No, I
experience
totally agree
where
with you.
people were going out?
Yeah, like I agree with you said before. Like people, it's all about perspective. Like some people come down here, and because there's a slight rumor that Thais are racist, that they see racism in everything. But that's not has been my experience whatsoever since I've been traveling through Thailand. Like Thai people go out of their way to help you and to help me. There have been so many occasions where a Thai local have gone out of their way and used their time, energy, and money to help me do better. So if they were racist or if they didn't like black people, then why would they do that? Like to make like I have one story and I don't want to make it too long, but like I ended up going to Seratani and I kind of getting there at a bad time. It was like middle of the night. I didn't know what to do. A Thai woman came up to me. She offered to take me to the ferry for free. She took me to the ferry. The ferry was closed because there was a storm in the ocean and they weren't going to move. So I was looking for a place to stay, and she offered to take me to dinner. The dinner, she paid for everything. It was her, her mom, and her brother. And even with the language barrier that was there, it was slightly awkward in the beginning. But by the end of that dinner, we were laughing and joking like we were like friends for years. I was after dinner. I looked for a hotel. They said no, 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 no. You don't have to look for a hotel. If it's okay with you, you can stay with us. So not only did she pick me up, take me to the ferry, bought me dinner, let me stay there for free. So after we got to her place, she asked me, what time do you need to wake up? I said, this time. She woke me up. She came to me and she taught me, I share her bed in her bedroom. And then we got dressed, got in her car. They drove me to 7-Eleven. I thought that I needed to get out to go to the bus. So she brought me to 7-Eleven and said, okay, pick out what you need for breakfast. And she was going to pay for it. And I was like, why? Like, she was like, just pick out what you need to eat. I picked out a few things. And she was like, no, 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 that's not enough food. Go pick out some more food. So I picked up some more food. She paid for everything. Got back in the car. We drove to the bus station. I reached in my pocket or my purse to get the money for the ticket. She said, no, no, no. She pushed money away, like pushed my money back and said, I'm paying for everything. She paid for my bus ticket and my ferry ticket to get to Koh Phangan. So that's like a ride, that's dinner, that's a free place to stay, and my tickets to the Koh Phangan and free breakfast. She didn't ask for anything in return. Her family didn't ask for anything in return. Not even a Facebook request. Nothing. No money. No nothing. I was so overwhelmed that I started like tearing up, and like I looked, and I remember looking at her, going, "Why? Like you just met me. Why are you helping me? You just met me." So like, and it's been multiple occasions where locals have gone out of their way to help me. So I'm like, if they look at me and see like, and they're racist, like they have a funny way of showing it. The thing is like black people really just started traveling through Southeast Asia. And so a lot of what Thai have, the image of black people is just through TV and radio. And so they are curious and they might be ignorant to some things, but they will go out of their way to find out, like, to, introduce themselves to you and figure out what your name and what your life is about. And if you show them that you're a good person, they'll be a good person in return to you. Like, the one thing about Thais is once they decide that you are friends, you are their friend, you are like their family. even the place that I stay in Chiang Mai, like
Yep.
they told me that I am their family. I have a friend that's a tuk-tuk driver. For a few months, he only talked to me as if I was a tourist. After a while, he said, "You are now my friend." So once you show them you're a good person, then they will just give you back in return what you give them. And I'm not saying there's no bad people in Thailand, but like basically like what you put out is what you get back in return. So I've never experienced racism or anything like that since I've been in Thailand. So I'm not bashing anybody else's experience who feel like they felt that way when they was in Thailand, but I think it's all about perspective and the energy that you're putting out there. And people also have to understand that this is their home. Like you might be going there as a tourist, and so every day for you might be a good day, but they still have to do the hard everyday grind to work and feed their kids. So if they're not always smiling at you, it doesn't mean like they are racist or they just have they're having their own moments. They're living their own lives, so they can't smile at you and cater to your every whim just because you're a tourist or you're traveling through their country because this is their day to day, you know. So I don't know. I think
Right.
Thai people are amazing. Everywhere I went, like Laos, Cambodia, Malaysia, Bali, like Balinese people are so nice. Like Indonesian people, like mostly everywhere I went, they treat you how you treat them. Basically, you get in return what you put out.
Right. See, and that's the beautiful thing about doing that is that you have this beautiful energy of connecting with people when you think positive. And that's what I realize that some people say, okay, now, how you put out is how you're going to get. Like, I think I'm going to have a beautiful day. And I make that my goal. And no matter what anybody says or comes to me negativity, and I think about putting a positive spin on it. When you think like that, when you go like that, you get so many blessings and so many positive things. And so I met so many wonderful people. And don't get me wrong, there are some people here that will scam you because, and I'm not talking about the Thai people. I'm talking about actually the expats here. And they do that, and I just say that desperate people do desperate things because they're at desperate times in their life. And then you have to forgive them.
Yeah.
They're walking at that low vibration of where they're at, and not realizing they don't have to steal from anyone, that they are worth more than they're taking from themselves. Because if you're taking from me, you're really taking from you as well. This is my philosophy. When you come into any town or any place, what do you bring to that town, that community? Is it positivity or is it negativity? Am I taking from the community or am I giving something to the community? And that's what I'm about. It's about giving and doing wonderful things. So I thank you for that because that's what you're doing. Wherever you're going, you are actually giving and bringing your enlightenment and you're showing people of what you're doing. Hold on for 1 second. I have a caller. 8805. I am going to unmute you if you have a question.
Oh, hi. Hi. I was just listening to your show because I'd like to take off by myself maybe for 3 months and go through Thailand and Vietnam. I thought your show would be interesting to listen to.
So tell me, where are you? Where are you?
I'm in California, Santa Barbara.
Ooh, California, woo.
She's too. So, okay, that's really good. What kind of information you might be looking for that we might be able to help you with?
I mean, is it safe for a female to go by herself, do you think? I know Bangkok can be a little dangerous. And I know everybody flies into Bangkok and then you just kind of hit the road, right?
I think it's safe.
I did Italy by myself for a month, and then I did Ireland for 3 months by myself. And now I'm thinking, but I'm a little older now. I'm 60, but I don't think I could go with a backpack. I'd have to take a very little suitcase on wheels, I think, yeah.
You don't have to do a backpack. You can take a suitcase.
Yeah, you don't have to do a backpack. I mean, in my opinion, Thailand is really safe, including Bangkok. But yeah, like what she was saying before, just use common sense and don't do anything you wouldn't do back at home, like if you don't do it in Thailand. I've left stuff, like I've seen a lot of people leave stuff out, and it doesn't. But like, still don't do it. It's just not. It's not wise.
Yeah.
But Thailand is safe.
You wear a money
you don't
belt?
have to. I think money belts are really good. I had a fanny pack for a really long time. Like I think those are perfect if you're going to be walking around. I wouldn't carry all my important stuff on me. Like I don't necessarily carry my passport. I wouldn't carry a large amount of money on me. Like just take kind of what you need. But it's safe. Like you'll be fine.
Oh, okay. When is a good time
And
to
they
go?
also
What if it's not too muggy and hot and humid?
It's muggy, hot, and humid everywhere.
you can put
The
it in
north,
there.
the north is yeah, the north is less hot. In the islands, there's an ocean breeze. But Southeast
Right.
Asia is kind of warm.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Like Bangkok would be really hot.
Well,
Bangkok's pretty hot, but if you go up north, it's better on the islands.
Yeah. Yeah.
right.
How long were you there? Is there one place that stood out for you? Say definitely go here.
In Thailand,
Yeah.
I would say for sure North Thailand, like Chiang Mai. And if you go to Chiang Mai, I would say do Pai. But again, it's all about your vibe. Like Chiang Mai and Pai is really laid back, and then Pai is very bohemian. I don't know if that's your thing. And then definitely the islands, like Koh Koh Phi Phi is one of the most beautiful islands I've ever seen. And Koh Phangan. Koh Phangan is known as a party island, but it's actually quite a large island, and the other side of the island is really nice.
Oh, nice. All right, I have to remember that. So it's more toward the north, huh?
Yeah. The north side of the island is the prettiest part of the island, and it's where more people tend to live. So it's more of like a
Oh,
community
Okay.
there, and less party, touristy.
nice.
And then
Okay.
Koh and Koh Phi Phi, those are the other.
Yeah.
And then there's also Koh Lanta, that's very, very laid back. Very chill.
Oh, and it's fairly inexpensive too, right? Get around and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's
think
really cheap to travel to Southeast Asia. The islands are a little bit more expensive than the north, but still pretty cheap.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Koh Samui is another one, and going to Chawang. Did you go to Chawang when you were there? Have you ever been to Koh Samui, Shamika?
I've been to Koh Samui, but the other one, what you said, I haven't been there. No. But I've been to Koh Samui a couple times.
Okay. Because Shemang is on Koh Samui, and that's where everybody that parties, you'll have drag shows, you'll have the restaurants, the Burger Kings, the McDonald's, the stuff that I don't like, of course. They even had a stupid Dunkin' Donuts. I was too little when I seen a Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, no way. I come all the way from America and I see Dunkin' Donuts. I was too thrilled.
Samui is probably the easiest place to go do your tourist visa because it's such a small immigration office and it's really chill. So, like you'll be in and out of there. So if you're like traveling to Thailand and you want to do like you happen to be in the islands, do your tourist stuff in Koh Samui.
Okay. Yeah. Because you can always get an extension before you go. What you can get is go to the Thai consulate where you are and get a 60-day visa. And they'll automatically give you a 60-day visa. Sometimes they'll even give you a 90-day visa if that's what you want. You can always ask for that and just tell them what you want to do, and they will be more than willing to give that to you. So that means you don't have to get an extension. You don't have to get you don't have to get an extension. You don't have to go to the immigration office if you can get it for 90 days. But if you get it for 90 days, you're good. If you can only get it for 60, what you do is just go to the immigration office wherever you're at in the city and just ask for an extension for 60.
There's also a 6-month visa that you can get before you come to Thailand. You have to get in the country that you're born in. And if you go to the immigration, or I don't know where you do it in America, but you can get a 6-month tourist visa before you come here. You can't get it once you're here. They used to be able to get it here, but they canceled it. So now you have to get it in your country. So if you know you're going to be here for a while, then getting a 6-month visa before you come over here would be really nice because you don't have to worry about it. You still have to leave the country every 90 days, but you don't have to worry about like going to get another Thai visa in 90 days. And that can just be for a couple of days. And it's also a really good way to make sure you're actually going to go see the countries. So like, you have to leave the country every 90 days. So you go to Laos, or you go to Cambodia. Yeah.
So you always want to read up on what the Thai law is, especially for, like you were saying in your video, for 2017, the visa laws and what's going on here, because you need to know. Very important.
The immigration laws kind of change a lot. To the size of pictures you need, to the type of forms you need to fill out. So yeah, I have to stay up to date with that.
Right. So that's pretty cool. So do you have any other questions, my dear?
No, this is very interesting. I'm enjoying your show. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you for giving me that information about that because this is the first time I've ever heard about it. Have you been here during the rainy season?
Yeah, I've been here during a rainy season. It's fine. You can get used to anything. Like I know in Chiang Mai, it might rain once a day really heavily but for a short time, and it's a little annoying, but like it's not like torture. I think it rains more in the south.
When I was talking about the prices for hostels and hotels, when maybe season like there's a change in prices, that they're usually lower. You know, like they're less than they normally are. Like their normal prices, like that certain, like they say, high season's one price, and then low season's another price. It all depends on when you come. Just like any country. So I just know you need to just check out when their low season is so that you can come and get the cheaper prices, and sometimes you can join it. Like there was a guy that was saying in rainy season in Bali is so beautiful, and the things that you can experience, you can get you're talking about this condo that was beautiful with the pool and everything for like $20. $20 per person.
The prices go down on everything once low season hits because there's not as many tourists. It starts in April, but really May up until December. There's a hike. There's like a spike in tourists in August for some reason. I think schools have a break. But pretty much through May to December is the low season, and all the prices go down. And you will notice, like right now we're in low season, you'll notice a spike in prices once high season starts again.
Wow. See, I like where I live at because she gives you the same price no matter what. So that's what I love about where I live at. That's what I'm thinking about staying in the same place. They know who you are, and they give you the same price no matter what.
Okay, so I don't know if you can still hear me, but thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure to speak with you and your guests. If anybody has any more questions, you can find me at Live, Love, Life, and Travel on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
I know what it is to be broken and be bold. Tell you that my silver is gold, though I'm much too old for make